Okay, hi designers. In this video we're going to look at how to prepare a model for export to the universal laser cutters. So let's get straight into it. So we're going to go over to the drawing workspace. So you can see I have a couple of choices here from the drawing workspace, and I'm simply going to choose the first choice from design. A menu will appear here that gives you some choices, and like all Fusion menus, you should read them from left to right, top to bottom. So here we've got no left to right, so we're just going to go top to bottom, and we see what all the drawing reference, and in this case I want to reference a full assembly. Well, this is not really an assembly because it's one part, but the default full assembly will work. Also, you might choose in some cases just the visible bodies only, so you may have certain bodies that are visible, those are the only parts you want to create a drawing from. So I'm going to choose in this case actually visible only. Destination, we'll be creating a new drawing. Template, there is a template we can use for this. I have it preloaded, and but for this example we won't be using a predefined template, so we'll just do from scratch. The standard will be ISO. There are two international standards for technical drawings. We'll use the ISO standard. Our units will be millimeters, and our size, well, generally speaking, if you look here, A1 paper size is 841 millimeters by 594 millimeters. Now the laser cutter, the area that the bed of the laser cutter is 800 millimeters by 450 millimeters. So this would be a good choice, generally speaking, for the laser. Paper size A1. So I'll click paper size A1 and press OK. I have a model, the model you just saw in the previous tab, waiting to be placed, a base view. Okay, and the orientation over here in the menu says that this is front orientation. I'm going to change to a top orientation and see what happens. There we are. That's what I want to see for the laser. Remember, the laser is a 2D manufacturing machine, so we need to see the model in 2D, not 3-dimension. And we'll see that over here for our orientation, if I chose the home view, you'll see that now shows it in 3 dimensions. We want to always, when preparing for the laser, see the model in 2 dimension. Okay, so I'm going to use the top orientation. I'm also going to change the scale from 2 to 1, 1 to 1. Okay, the true size of this model. And then I'm going to place, I'm going to use the top corner here, I'm just going to place by clicking once the model, and then I'm going to press OK. Alright, now you'll see that it places that model in drawing mode below there, and the next operation I'm going to do now in preparation for laser is I'm going to remove the border just by selecting it and pressing delete on the keyboard, and I'm going to remove this table. And the reason for this is apparent to us right now when I choose from the export menu DXF. So DXF is a format that can be read by the laser cutter software, and essentially it will export everything it sees on this page as lines. So those lines, the border around the outside and the table in the bottom right corner, we don't need. We just need the laser to see the lines of the model. So in this case I'm going to press export the sheet as DXF, and as you know, you should give it a logical file name, the year, the class section, your name, the name of the project, the material thickness, and the quantity. So AutoCAD drawing DXF is correct. So now I'm going to see that I have an option to also save this to my computer, which I want to do. And so I will make sure that it's in a location I'm going to be able to find very easily. So I'll leave it in desktop location for this example, but I would recommend you save it to a project folder. And I'll click save. Okay, so the last step in this process is to hand in the DXF file Sometimes we'll ask you to do that on Google Classroom, and other times we'll ask you to do that directly on the Dropbox laser. Where is that? Well, if you go to your Google Drive and you search in Google Drive for Dropbox laser, you'll find a shared folder here, and within that shared folder you should be able to navigate to a folder for your project. So in this case, folder hasn't been created for 9.2 at this point in time. That's okay, but this is where you would, as directed by your teacher, this is where you would upload the DXF file, and that's where we would look to cut it out for you. Okay.